Alright, check this out. You guys are back on the Hater World and I'm Blue Devil. What we have going on today is a video of Bricc Baby talking about when he got blasted and was paralyzed for about 6 months. But check this out. Before we get into that video, I have an announcement to make. We have a new segment coming out about once a week. What we're going to be doing is reading the comments down below and giving you guys a Southsider's reaction. Now, there's too many comments for me to go back and forth typing to reply to everybody, and you guys already know that I fuck with everybody, so I want to be able to give everybody a fair chance to get me to reply to their comments, but it's just too many. So what we gonna do is have a video per week where we read off these comments and I give you guys a reaction. But check this out, you gotta be subscribed and you gotta like the actual video in order for me to reply. Alright, so check this out. We're gonna do that segment once a week where we're going to read the comments, even the ignorant ones. So beware on what you post, because if you got some ignorant shit to say, you might be exposed. If you got some solid ass shit to say, then salute to you all day long. Alright, but with no further ado, check this out. If you guys are new to the Hater World, make sure you go over, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, like the video, and most importantly, leave me that comment down below so we can get to that. Okay, and other than that, to all my day ones, I salute. You guys already know, nothing but love. So check this out. With no further ado, let's watch this video and give you guys a Southsider's reaction. Let's go.
What do you think was like the worst one?
The neck shot. When I got shot in my neck.
Got shot in the neck.
Yeah. What you call? Was at the liquor store. I was at the liquor store. And I didn't have no shirt on, I just had my jacket on and shit, so I went to the liquor store to go get a shirt. Me and the homies pulled into the liquor store. I seen my other homie right there. AD, I'm talking, he chopping it up on the dead homies. I just get boom, boom.
Check this out. To those that have been blasted before or hit up, you guys already know that it happens when you least expect it. You know, you're not even thinking about the situation. You're not even thinking about something happening. And boom, out of nowhere, you get hit and you don't even feel it. You know, to begin with, all you hear is the noise. And if you do get hit a couple of seconds later, you start feeling something, right? But you hear it before you feel it. And it actually hits you before you hear it, right? So those that know. But let's go.
Go out. But I had just put my thing right there. I just put my pistol on the seat. So because I was putting on my t-shirt, so I had just put my t-shirt on, threw my jacket back on. Probably like 4 seconds later, I heard boom, boom. So I grabbed my homeboy. I don't know why I grabbed him. I grabbed my homeboy and I was reaching for like the Bricc at the same time. So when I did that, I'm like, nigga, I'm sitting there and I can't feel nothing.
Now, I've been in a similar situation like that. You know, sometimes you can't get to your heat for certain reasons, or you just put it down not thinking, right, that something's going to happen at that particular moment. But same thing, I went over to push my homeboy out the way, and I ended up catching the bullets. You know, it's part of the game. And the only reason I went to push him out of the way is because he was a young ass homie. That's why. But let's go.
Got hit in his shoulder. My boy wasn't nothing but this, like, shoulder looked like a little bit. He kind of short, so he like come right here. That nigga would have been shot all in his neck if I didn't grab him.
Yeah, probably would have died. The same thing with my homeboy. He probably would have got a headshot, you know. And I remember pushing him out of the fucking way. And when I pushed him out of the way, I got hit in my back. That was just one situation. I've been hit a few times. Maybe someday I'll give you guys the entire story, but yeah, I pushed homeboy out the way to make sure he was safe, and only because he was a young homie. We're talking about teenage. He was 13, 14, and I was in my mid-20s. So I just didn't want to have to go tell his parents or his mom that in my care, you know, he passed away. And that's all I remember thinking about, was having to explain to somebody. So I guess you can say I took one for the team, but at the end of the day, they were aiming for me anyways, you know. But let's keep going.
But I ended up, that's my dog. It's like my brother. I take a bullet for him again right now. And, you know what I'm saying?
This Ford is commercial.
I was stuck in the car. My shit was twisted. I had a Breitling, a bust down Breitling. That motherfucker was in the middle of the street. Nigga, I got hit with one bullet, the 4.5. But they scary. They shot from across a busy street. Like,
same shit with me. They shot from down the block, and same thing he said. When I got hit, I couldn't move my right hand. Like, it just went straight limp. I couldn't move it. I couldn't feel it. I remember going for my heater, and when I grabbed it, it just slipped out of my hand because I had no functionality in my hand. You know, it all depends where you're hit in your body. You know, a lot of people think you can die from a headshot, but you can live from a headshot. You know, you can die from a leg shot. It all depends where you get hit in your body that you can die. You know, people survive from headshots. People die from leg shots. So it just really depends whether they hit a vital nerve and what the bullet does when it goes inside your body. You know, but my hand was limp. I could not move it for nothing. But let's go.
Crenshaw, you know how big was saucing. They said we was on saucing, so they shot from one side in the alley over there by the alley all the way to the other side of the street.
Well, I can't say mine was that far away. Mine was probably, I was halfway down the block, and they were at the edge of the block. They didn't come into the block. They were too afraid to come into the block because they wouldn't have made it out alive. So they shot from the corner and ran off. And this situation here was 2000, mid 2000s. But let's go.
Damn, that far they just happened to
Just a look shot, yeah. They say it was like 8 shots. I only heard 2.
Yeah.
And then I went out and I woke up. Like,
yeah, because you're not trying to pay attention to what's coming. See, the thing is that you could be just chilling, chopping it up, and all of a sudden you hear bang bang, and it could have been 10 shots, but you only heard bang bang. In the same situation that I was in, I was sitting in the whip, so when I looked back, I seen the glass break, and I saw the glass break, but I didn't hear nothing till after. You know, when I saw the glass break, I figured something was going on, and then a minute later, or it felt like a minute, but a few seconds later, I felt the pain. Alright, but you don't really hear it. You know, in my situation, it was a gang of shots, and luckily that time it was only one time that I got hit. But let's go.
they came in right here.
Same spot.
The line's then over here. So, like, the impact, like, kind of knocked me out. So when I woke up, like, when I came to, I'm like, man, hey, don't let him kill me. I'm like, stand over me. I'm like, man, get me in this car, take me to the hospital, man.
Crazy shit, right? Sounds very familiar to my situation. My shit came up in my upper right chest, my upper right back. It went down and it hit a couple of ribs, and it bounced up and lodged right in the middle of my neck, right in here. And the bullet's still actually here in the middle of my neck. They could not remove it for whatever reasons. So I do have a bullet lodged in my neck right now as I speak. Sounds like the same situation this guy has, you know. But it's crazy because it always happens when you least expect it, and it always happens by the person you least expect it to happen from too. But let's go.
They ended up taking me. My boy was panicking, driving 100 miles per hour. I'm like, man, slow down, because I didn't have no feeling. So my neck, I'm like, bro, like, if my neck broke, you making it worse. I'm telling you, like, I shot my neck. They like, ain't no blood coming out your neck. Ain't no blood coming out your neck. He went over and dipped my head, smacked the seat, bump. I'm like, cuz, I wish our hands could work. I'm like, if my hands were working, I'd fuck you up, bro. Slow down. And then my other homie just pushed me back against the seat.
Let me give you guys the best advice to anybody out there that's in the streets right now gangbanging and that might think that they might get shot in the near future or even in the future at all, or even to any civilians that are out there and might need some game. So rule number 1 is don't panic. Don't panic whatsoever. Even if you see blood, even if you see, you know, bullets, whatever you see, don't panic, because the more that your heart pumps, the faster your heart pumps, the more blood you're going to spill. So don't panic. If you're going to die, you're going to die. I remember thinking, hey, if I'm going to go, I'm going to go. Fuck it, it is what it is. I can't stop it. I'm going to just try not to go to sleep. I just kept thinking that if I go to sleep, I'm done. So don't panic. And I guess don't fall out of consciousness. That's some advice that I can really give you, because I know people that have been shot very minimal, and they were very panicky, and they were, scared as shit, and they died. And I remember it's just not panicking. It's just being like, fuck it, it is what it is. So let that be a lesson. Let's go.
That while we was driving, and because he still was driving, he was panicking. Like, it wasn't even like, you can't even blame him. I don't know what the fuck was going. He probably thought I was dying or something. He was trying to get there.
Yeah. Damn, that's crazy that you're actually awake for all that.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I didn't go to sleep.
Yeah, he wasn't awake, bro. He was bouncing off and on from consciousness. He wasn't wide awake like he knew what was going on. He probably remembers being awake just like me, but he was probably dozing back off and on. I remember the same shit. I was trying to stay awake, but there was moments that I don't recall at all. That means that I blacked out. But I was fighting to stay awake. Let's see what else he's saying.
I didn't get no surgery or nothing.
No surgery, no nothing. You get to the hospital, and what happens?
I mean, I was there. I was stuck. I was paralyzed for like 6 months, but like 4 months. But they never cut me open or nothing. I never went under nothing. I never went out. But they started giving me medicine and shit probably like 8 hours later.
Damn.
8 hours later?
Hell yeah.
What the fuck?
They talking about they had to see everything that was going on first and see where I was headed at and make sure. I'm like, man, if y'all don't give me some fucking drugs, man, this shit hurt.
That sounds hella weird. Usually right away they hook up the IV and they get you going to where you don't feel no pain. But that is true though. He was paralyzed for 6 months. I had to learn how to walk again. I had to learn how to eat again, how to walk, how to all that, bro. I had to learn how to hold a pencil in my hand. Like, I didn't have function in my fingers. My baby mama at that time had to help me get through it all because I couldn't walk. I couldn't feed myself. But it was just for a few. I think it was like a month, 2 months, just to get my body back into function, I guess. But everybody's situation is different. You just gotta be, after you've been through a situation like that, you gotta be blessed to be here, because like that you can be gone, and at the end of the day, none of it's really worth it. Message for the young kids out there: at the end of the day, once you're gone, you're gone. You can't get your life back. You're done. There's nothing you can do to actually rewind time. The only rewind time that you can actually have is by you listening to older people and their message. A lot of older people been there and done that, so they know what they're talking about. They're not hating, and they're not trying to be Mr. Know-It-All. They just been there. They just been there, so they understand the path that you're taking. So I'm gonna end this video right here. I don't want to give up too much info on my story. That's just one of many situations that I've been in. I've been hit a few other times. Maybe someday I'll give you guys an entire story. But that's the way it goes when you're in the hood. That's the way it goes when you're out there gang banging. You can't complain, you can't bitch, and you can't cry. Because if that's the case, just don't bang at all. See, a lot of people want to be gang bangers, but without the repercussions. A lot of people want to be gang bangers, but don't want what comes behind it. Like, I tell people all the time, it ain't about disrespecting nobody. It ain't about being loud. It's the fact that motherfuckers don't want to hear the facts. They can't accept them. They can't accept them. And the truth is that when you become a gang member or active, or when you're on these streets, anything can happen. It's go time. And you can't sit there and bitch and complain when something does happen. So if you're gonna be with the program full throttle. If not, stay out the way, because there's people out there full throttle. And when you're not out there full throttle, you get ran over. Very simple. You get ran the fuck over. So either go hard or go home. Simple and plain. But salute to all my day ones. Salute to all my enemies. They gave me a war wound. They gave me a war story to tell. And they gave me some very good drugs at that time. Alright, so salute them for giving me that. See, a lot of people be like, fuck my enemies, blah, blah, blah. But check this out. They gave me a war story for the rest of my life that I can tell my grandchildren, that I can tell you guys. you know, some gangster shit to tell, you know, and vice versa, you know what I mean? And they gave me some good stuff to take home, if you know what I mean. But other than that, I don't want to, like I said, I won't give up too much. I will have some story times for you guys maybe in the future. We got to hit at least 40, 50K to do that, you know. But other than that, be ready for those comment readings. We will be making an episode where we read comments. So leave them down below, and I'm gonna read them whether they're negative or good. I'm not biased. I give you guys everything from the top of the dome. I don't write nothing down. I give it to you as I read it, as I hear it. So whatever the fuck it is, I'm gonna read it, and just be ready for my Southsider reaction. So other than that, I salute everybody out there. I fuck with everything and everybody. You guys already know I'm Blue Devil 200%, and it's been a TheHaterWorld production, and we out.